Hello and good afternoon, guys. So this is one of our usual meetings where I'm going to share a few tricks and tips on how you can quickly, solve your submissions and milestones. Okay. So in this particular meeting, what we're going to look at is there's just four things that we're going to look at, and they are, number one is the data entry tips and tricks. Okay. Number two, research tricks and tips as well, and creating bar charts. And then finally, number four is organizing and saving your learning resources. So we're going to demonstrate how you can easily gather and organize these learning resources so that you can refer to them later on, especially when you've perhaps completed this program and have enough time to review all this content. Okay. Because as I said before, even if this thing is about 2 weeks, each module, each lesson is 2 weeks, I'm sure it's still not enough time for some people because of engagement. So I'm going to share an idea of how you can finish up this stuff on time, meet up with the deadline, and then be able to go back to the content and review them and then digest them and sing them. Okay. Disclaimer though, you have to find out if ALX supports the idea of downloading their content, saving their content offline from their. So this is disclaimer. Okay, so you need to find that out, so you can know if it's way to go or not. So without wasting a lot of time, let's go into it and then let's begin. So let's go back to the milestone, the week 5 milestone, where you're going to see data entry and research related content. So let's do it. All right. First, we're here, and what we're looking at is let me bring up my screen quickly. And here we are, my screen. Sometimes if I'm referencing something, you may not see it because I'm using two monitors. So I have to bring it to this very one so you can see it. Otherwise, you won't be able to see it. So, but I have to bring them if you have to see them. Okay. So now here's our week 5 milestone. And like I said, we're concentrating on the research part. The meeting agenda, you can fabricate anything and then get that going. But for the research, I'm going to show us how we can quickly make this research and then move on, be able to complete this thing and on time. So for this submission, it says your client, Mr. Aguirre, has been invited to speak at the annual Mayors Conference in California, USA. This year, the conference is focused on the importance of communal parks in big cities. He asks you to research and compile a report on the 10 largest cities in California by population. He wants the information for each city presented in one Google Sheet document. The details he needs to appear for each city are the following. All right. Number one is city name, as we know. Number two, geographical size in square miles. Number three, number of public parks in the city. And then city population as of the previous year or last year, as the case may be. Then finally, you ask to make a bar chart of this data. Okay, so we're going to quickly demonstrate. And then they went further to tell you to, they advise you, if you can use, okay, this is a step. And somewhere here, they ask you to, you can use ChatGPT or Gemini to be able to do this thing. Okay, so I'm going to show you how you can quickly use ChatGPT actually to quickly deliver on this submission and assignment, and then you'll be smiling. All right. So first of all, in the steps, they ask you to open a blank document, which you can open from this link here. So let's quickly open a blank document here. Okay. All right. Then while we wait for a blank document to open, let's quickly look at something. Now, it's more like this particular thing that we're looking at now is combining two of the points that I listed on the message, okay, the message of invitation to this meeting. There are 2 points, about 4 points that I listed there. So 1 and 2 is like, this particular exercise now is like a combination of the 1 and 2, number 1 and 2. Okay, so it's more like the same thing, data entry and research. So we're more like doing the research and then we'll do the data entry. Okay, so but I'm going to show us how we can quickly do that. So now the first thing is for you to have a ChatGPT or OpenAI account. If you're somebody who uses ChatGPT, then you can quickly go into ChatGPT and I'll show you how you can do this thing. But if not, you can go and create an account on ChatGPT or OpenAI portal and be able to have access to ChatGPT 3.5, and be able to do this. Okay, so let's go on. First things first, let's move over to ChatGPT. All right. We have, I'm going to bring my screen over here. Now we can see that. All right. Now, like I said, your target is to quickly deliver on this milestone and move onto other things. So, and what is ChatGPT? ChatGPT is categorized as a generative AI, a type of AI that generates text from a textual input. So it gives you textual output from your textual input. So in other words, you ask him questions or you ask it questions, if you like, if you want to say is a he or it or she, whatever. So the idea is you ask him questions and he provides you answers. Now, the questions or the response that he gives to you is dependent upon the clarity of the questions that you've asked it. Okay? So it's like a normal human being. When you ask a good question, then you're going to get a good answer. If you ask concise questions, you get concise answers. So that's the way it works. So in ChatGPT or generative AI, realm, we have the concept of prompting. So prompting is that act of asking good questions of AIs so that they can provide good answers for our questions. All right. Just a minute. Just a minute. We have a break in transmission that I need to sort out quickly. Just a moment. Let me pull that out and bring it here. So, as I was saying, I said that in this scenario, we're going to be using ChatGPT. And in the generative AI realm, as I said earlier, that's what you call prompting. Prompting is the act of asking questions of the AI and then so that you can receive good responses. Now, the good response or the response that you get from this AI is dependent upon the clarity of the questions that you've asked. Just like normal human being, when you ask concise questions, then you're likely to get good answers. If your questions are not detailed enough or they're not clear, then you probably not get a good answer. So that's the way it is. In fact, prompting, there's actually a course, or there are courses in prompting that teaches you how to do prompting very well. And what is prompting? Is a fancy word that describes how you are able to ask concise questions of any generative AI so that you can get a good answer. Okay? All right? So that's what we're going to show. So in this now, I'm going to demonstrate how I prompted the AI to provide the answers that I got, that I used to solve my problem, that I used to solve this submission within less than 30 minutes. I was done. And I focused on creating my bar chart. So I'm going to do that right away. So what do you do? First of all, here is my question. Okay, I put it out in MS Word somewhere here. Okay, that's what we have here. So remember, the assignment requires us to, just a moment, requires us to, it says, let me bring that one here. it says that we should make a research and find out the 10 largest cities in California by population. Then we want to present that information for each city, of course, in the Google Sheet, and then we have to present all those information under these headings, under these column headings. Of course, by this, we already know that we're dealing with sheet or spreadsheet or Google Sheet, but we are using spreadsheet here, okay? Sorry, we're using a Google Sheet. My pardon, beg your pardon. So, and then we also include these columns, like I said, about 4 of them, and then finally we do our bar chart, okay? So that's what we're required to do. Now, how do we start? We start by prompting the AI, doing a proper prompting so that we can get proper answer that we need. Okay? So how do we do that? We go to our AI, our ChatGPT platform. I'm going to, maybe later on, I'm going to share the link to OpenAI or ChatGPT so you can create an account if you don't have. But if you have an account, just go ahead, okay, and then do your prompting. Okay, you can create the title of whatever prompting, or you can just go ahead and ask questions. It doesn't really matter. Okay, now this was my prompting. Okay, so I went ahead to say, I told ChatGPT, give me 10 largest cities. So this is no longer wasting time using your web browser, going to Google or Bing or any other search engine to search out all this information individually. Okay, I just combine all these things and told ChatGPT, this is what I want. And ChatGPT did all that work for me and just brought me the answer. And then that was it. Boom. Awesome, isn't it? So this is it. Give me the 10 largest cities in California, USA by geographical size in square miles. Include the number of parks in each of the cities, as well as their various populations in the previous year. Then I said, put the information in concise table format with the following corresponding headings: city name, geographical size in square miles, then number of parks, finally population last year or population the previous year. So I've told ChatGPT, do this thing for me, and you're going to do a table for me, and then put all this information in a table. All the information I asked of you, get me those information, put them in a table according to these column headings, and then present it to me. And lo and behold, ChatGPT did that, and it was a fine job. So this is what I prompted it, and this was the response he gave to me. So I didn't have to do all these things. And he gave me the table. Here is the table. Awesome, isn't it? City name, geographical size in square miles, number of parks, population last year or the previous year. And this is the information. And funny enough, if you try to search this information online, you're going to see that most likely they resemble this. The data you're going to get by doing your Google search, your normal web search or Google search or web search would most likely resemble this to a large extent. So that is that. And then what I did was to copy my data. Simple. Copy my data and then went back to my stuff and then my new spreadsheet, and then I have to click on this very first cell, cell A1. Cell referencing A1 is where I'm going to click on and then use my keyboard shortcut, which is Ctrl V, to paste my data, and then my data is dropped in. Awesome. Okay. In fact, as a matter of fact, I've actually finished this part of the work. Just need to maybe do a little formatting, make it beautiful, and then move over to making my bar chart. Isn't it nice? Okay. So like you were told in that place, let's go down to that place and see some other things that we were told. We say, okay, conduct a research, okay, blah, 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 and so on and so forth. Okay, enter the information in Google Sheets, which is what we've done now. Then create a column chart. Use the table to create a clearly labeled column chart, aka bar chart. Okay, it says be creative, change colors, make it 3D, and so on. So you can be creative and design it and beautify it however you want. Okay, finally you can add sources of where you got all this information. Okay, so but that's not much of what we're going to talk about here, but we are concentrating on making the research, getting the data, and then creating the bar chart. Okay, and moving on to other things that I wanted to tell us here. So that is that. So what next are we going to do? First, let me go and beautify it and be creative as they advised us. I can select these columns and make it bold, then increase the font size. I could make the column headings 14 points. Then if you, as you can see, these things are squished together. They are very close. I can't see all these items. Okay. In order to see them, you need to bring your cursor to this border and double click on it. It would space out that column to the size of the largest item on that column. Okay. I will come back to here also and double click it. It will, you see how it's, expanded that column to be able to make the largest text there fit, so I can see them very well. I'll do the same thing here, and finally I'll do the same thing here. So my table is now awesome. So to add a little more beautification to it, I could just select this column and then align it. If I go here, I could just center align my text, click on this column heading 2, come here, align it to center, click on this column heading and also align them to center. As a matter of fact, I have finished my work here. What I can also do is to increase the font size of these ones too, make it 14, make it 12 points, make it nicer and bolder. And then perhaps I could touch this one also. Sure, with this, everything is cool. Okay, so I'll now be left with making our bar chart. Okay, for now, our text is nice. Our data has been entered. So our data entry job is done. We didn't have to type all that stuff one by one. Our research is done. Our data entry job is done. That was why I told you I was going to combine number 1 and 2, and that's what we've done. So no need to do any other data entry because we've done the data. No need to do any other research because we've done our research. ChatGPT has done the research for us. Very nice, isn't it? So the next item will be to make a bar chart. Okay, so how do you make a bar chart? Now, first of all, somewhere there, you were told the data points to make your bar chart from. So let's look at that again. Let me see. It says, use the table to create a clearly labeled column chart, aka be creative. Okay, they didn't quite point out those things. But if we go to the sample that they presented on the same page, you're going to see that their own bar chart included the column, the vertical column has the number. The vertical column represents the number, okay, the number of packs. And then the horizontal column represents the cities themselves. So for each city, you have the number of packs, okay? For another city, you have number of packs, as well as, so in addition to showing us the number of packs, it's also showing us the number of, let me see, the area, okay? So this red column, red bar, represents the area in square miles for each city. Then the number of parks is represented by the blue bar. That's what this represents, and that's what they want you to do, okay? So if we go back to our spreadsheet, our Google Sheet, okay, how do you now create a bar chart here? So first of all, of course, we know that our cities will have to appear in the bar chart because we're actually creating the stuff, in relation to our cities. So you select the column header to select the entire column. If you want to select a column, you click on the column label. That's the first one, the A, the alphabet part. Okay, if you don't want to do it like that, you can just drag across. But to be sure that everything is selected, you can just click on the label of the column. So on this first column, we'll click on A, okay, which is the column label. And then in order to select other columns, because we need to select other columns too, because all these ones, they are the ones we're going to form our bar chart from. So we need to select all the relevant columns. So in order to select another column, you need to press down Control key and click on the next column that you want, and finally click on the other one. So we want to make a bar chart from these 3 columns. So that's why we'll have to select the 3 of them. And then when we select the 3 of them, we go to Insert menu up here, and then insert our chart. Okay, if you click on that, you go to chat and you insert chat, and then your chat comes out. Okay, so when your chat comes out, then you can start customizing them. So it has already put a chat for us, but we can now customize them to make it beautiful, make it 3D, and show that you're creative, just like they said. So the chat editor pane comes out. You're going to see setup, customize, and then all these things are ways or things, options to help you customize the chat. Of course, you can choose the type of chat you want. It's already on column chat. That is okay. You can also change the charts, or you can just stay where we are. Column chart, where is it? Okay, no, that's not what we wanted. All right, there you go. Good. I think this one is fine. Okay, B. Let me see if I'll see another one, maybe a bar chart or something of that sort. Um, okay, that is not bad. Can go with that. Let me see. Nope, don't want bar. I don't quite want this one that is, no, that's not what we want. Let me go back to the one that we had, which is this one. Good. Now, what else can we do? We can just go to Customize tab and change the style. See, these are categories of adjustments that you can make. You can change the style, you can change the chat axis title, and so on and so forth. So you can go to style and click on 3D. You see, once I clicked on 3D, it would change the way the chat looks, make it 3D. Okay, to have a embossment and all those things that 3D objects have. You can even change the colors. You can actually click on this. Okay, change the border colors, but we can take that away. But what we can do is come to horizontal axis and change the font color. We can make this text, this font here bold, if you like. If you like, you can change the color of the text itself. Make it say blue. You see how we change that to blue. You can also change this one here. So in order to do that, we have to go to the vertical axis. So if you go to vertical axis, you can change that color also and make it blue. Okay, you have seen that one is blue now. Okay, it's this color actually. So blue, blue. Then we also have the legend here. Okay, that we already have. You can also, change things about this. Look at legend. So things about legend. So you can change legend. Maybe change the color to say, who knows? Anyway, let's leave it like that. I think it's okay. But another thing that you can change is the title. So let's go to chat title and go to add the title of our chat. And what is the title? We said it is, what is it again? We said is research. Okay, let's put that. Let's use that. Research of parks. Of parks in CA. Okay. Or anything. You can just whatever. Of course, you know the title of the store, but I'm just trying to show you where you can, make edits and then it would appear. So in addition to making your changes here, you have seen that it is appearing in real time. So you can as well go here and then finish up whatever you're writing. Research of parks in CA cities versus um, geographical size. Geographical size. Okay, so this means that we're having the sizes against the number of parks. So sizes and number of parks for Los Angeles, size and parks for San Diego, and so on and so forth. So we've actually finished our work. Just like I told you in less than 30 minutes, your work is done. So that is that for that concerning that. I'm sure this is understood. So when you now get rid of that chat column, then you can now position your bar chart so it doesn't come in the way of your data. Okay, it's mobile, so you can actually move them around. Okay, and position them wherever you want, so that when somebody is looking at your data, they are also referencing your bar chart. So that is that concerning that. Finally, you can come here and change the name of your document. Of course, you were told how to name your document, and somewhere here, let's look at that. You were told how to name your document. You were told to name it your name, the title. So let's copy this thing and then use it as the name of our spreadsheet. We'll paste it so you can change your name here. All right. And then, of course, we already have this as the title and then the date. Okay, so KC, the name, research on parks and cities in California. Beautiful. And then you're done. Remember, you don't have to bother about saving. So the moment you created a Google Sheet in your Google Drive, any edit, any adjustment, any changes that you make, it would automatically save itself inside your Google Sheet, inside your Google Drive accordingly. So that is that about that. So hopefully, if you have questions, you can put them on the, maybe use the comment section, or you can, chat in our WhatsApp group, or send your comments privately, maybe over WhatsApp or in our group, or you can use the comment section right here. I'll try to visit it often to be able to respond to the questions. Okay, so I believe that is clear enough. To recap, let's go back to our ChatGPT platform. So, like I said, you have to just type this and press enter, and then ChatGPT would automatically develop this table for you to make the research, under the hood, and bring up the data for you, tabulated, and you don't have to bother about anything at all. Okay, so that is that concerning that. So now let's go back to the other point that we have. I said that the other point, oh man, damn, not good at all. So the other point that we have is to organize and save our learning resources. All right, another important thing, which is what necessitated this use of ChatGPT to hasten up our work. Okay, now, like I said, the idea is for you to be able to finish your stuff on time and not be cut off cut off guard by all these deadlines and so on. But that you can revert to this item, this content, and be able to now study them in your own time and digest all of them. Okay? So what are we talking about? We are talking about the fact that you can now go back to this stuff and then save down all these items. So how do you save that now? You can create, first of all, let me show you how I have done what I have done. Let me go back to, let me go here. My goodness gracious me. Okay, so assuming you go to a folder on your computer, you create a folder named ALX Virtual Assistant or VA. That's what I've done here. So inside that folder, you go into that folder, create the various weeks, folders representing the various weeks. Okay, when you do that, then you go into each of the weeks and create modules. Let me use this week 2 as an example. I have demonstrated that using this week 2 so I can show you. So look at the modules under week 2. Module 1, what is VA? Module 2, defining blah blah blah, and so on. Okay, let me show you. So number 3 is mindset and attitude, soft skills part 1, soft skills part 2, and resourcing yourself. These are the modules under week 2. Let's show you so that you see, that you confirm by yourself. So let's go to week 2. So if we click on week 2 and open week 2, so you see the first module, module 1 is what is a VA, module 2 is defining a good VA, number 3, module 3 is mindset and attitude, module 4, and so on and so forth. Okay, so and in each of the modules, that's where you now have all the items, all the various pages of content. So if you click on the first page, it will open to the first page. Okay, if you open to the first page, then you now have these stuff. Now before you save, because what we are trying to do is to save these pages accordingly, according to how they were presented, so that when you go back to review these items, these courses, you can follow them in that order that they were presented and not get confused. Because the problem with studying sometimes is that you may not study something sequentially, then you get confused. You study something that you have studied last first, and then when you now start studying the other one, you get confused, don't know where the thing started. So the idea behind this is also to save them in a sequential order, so that when you want to review them, you review them in that manner, the manner in which they were presented, so you don't get confused. So now, before you do that, you want to also make sure that all these buttons that have text or content under them, you have to click on them to reveal all the content before you save the page. I hope you understand. So I have to click on this one to reveal the content under it. You see, if I click on this again, that content hides. So I need to click on it to reveal the content underneath. Then I've clicked on this one and revealed it. So and then I'll save this page now. So watch as I save it. Now, before you begin to save, you need to be sure that you have Microsoft Office 2013 upwards installed on your computer. If you have Microsoft Office 2013 or 2016 or 2019 or 2021, these are the versions of official versions of Microsoft released after or from 2013. So you need to have them installed on your PC. If you have them, then you're good to go. Otherwise, you need to find them so that you can be able to do what I want you to do. Now, it's not that that's the only app that can help you do that. You also have Adobe Acrobat Pro that allows you to convert things to PDF, because essentially what we're doing here, what we want to do here is to convert these pages into PDF. Okay, that's what we want to do, But Adobe Acrobat Pro also allows you to convert things into PDF. But the problem is that in Adobe Acrobat, I think when you save something to PDF, the link is not active. If there's a link on that page, when you go to access that PDF, that link will not be active. But with Microsoft Office, the link will still be active. You're going to find out, you're going to discover what I mean. I'm going to show you what I mean by link being active. Because what you want to do is that when you save this page as a PDF, you want to be able to revisit this page and be able to click on this link, now this YouTube, and be able to watch the YouTube itself. That's your target. Because some of these pages have external resources that you need to reference. So you need to be able to have access to those external resources when you visit the PDF pages that you saved. So the idea behind that is, that's the idea behind using Microsoft Office 2013 installed in your system, because it gives you that facility, that functionality. I'll demonstrate. So now let me save this page as an example. So I just click on Control P on my keyboard. I just press Control P as print, because essentially what we're doing is we are trying to print this stuff into PDF, because that application that I mentioned, Office 2013 upwards, it installs a software printer for you that you can just use to convert something into PDF. It's more like you're printing it out, but this time it's no longer a hardware printer, but a software printer. So you're printing that page into PDF rather than printing it out from a hardware printer. So when you press that Control P, it shows you this. You can do that with save, or normal save. Okay, you can actually do Control S or go to save. Okay, and then you see save as, you see save, save as PDF. But this is much more clear. That's why I'm using this one. Okay, so you click on, you see save as PDF. This is the printer. This is telling you that this is the printer it's printing to, not the hardware printer, but the software printer, which is PDF. So if you save it, click on save. Then you go into your week. Oh, sorry, where am I? Okay, so this is where I am. So go into my week 2, and then go into the module that I'm currently on. So, and the name of the module is what is a VA. I go in there, and then I can, because I've saved it before, you're going to confirm the name. You're going to see that the name is the same. Have you seen concept welcome to week 2? That's the name of this first one. Have you seen it? So for each one, you're going to press or enter the number that differentiates one page from the other. So did you see how I named my own? 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, and so on and so forth. So within that module 1, you're going to have them 1, 2, 3, 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, and so on, like that. If I go into the number 2, the second module, you're going to see 2A, 2B, 2C, and so on. Okay. If I go into the third module, I'm going to see 3A, 3B, 3, and so on and so forth. So let me quickly do one because I've done this one, so I don't want to redo them. So let me do another one entirely so that you understand what I mean. So let's go to say week 3. Okay, let's open week 3 so you can do that with week 3. So now week 3 has how many modules? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so let's check out the stuff that I have here. Let's check out the stuff that I have. Just a moment. So I have, let me see the ones I've saved so far. Okay, I've saved the module folder. I've saved the module 1 to 4. Okay, week 3 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So as you can see, I've saved up to 1, 2, 3, 4 Google Docs and Google Sheets. So now let me save this one also so that you see what I mean. So let me create a folder for this one. That's normally what you're expected to do. So the next folder I will create here is 4. So I add 5, and then I create that one. See? So I have created the 5th module. So let's go back and see the 6th one. 6th one. Copy. Go inside the parent folder and number it. Be numbering them accordingly. Remember, according to number of the module. And then go inside again and number them again. That helps you to arrange them accordingly. Okay. Then I go back to that page. Okay. The next one is there. Module 8. I copy that. The title, the exact title is very important so you don't get confused or create confusion that will confuse you later on. Then finally, I'll copy this final one, which is because if you want to call that a module also, which is the assessment module, that is also fine. Then create that one too. And then I say 9, and then I drop the name. Don't worry about that. It doesn't really matter too. Just that you just want to be sure that the name appeared. So that is done. So how many of them? We have 9 modules. Let's confirm that we have 9 modules. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whoa, which one did we duplicate? I think we have duplicated something. Okay, let's go back and confirm. Google Docs. Which one? Which one had Google Slides and Google Forms? Google Docs and Google Sheets. Was I working with 3 or 4? Let me see. Okay, week 3. Introduction to Google Workspace. Come in just a moment. Let me confirm that quickly so I don't create confusion that will confuse everybody at once. Okay, so welcome to week 3. Number 2, introduction to introducing Google Workspace. Number 3, Gmail, Google Drive, and Google Calendar. Number 3. Then number 4, Google Docs and Google Sheets. Google Docs and Google Sheets. All right. Number 5, Google Slides and Google Form. Okay, it was my bad. I named this thing wrongly. I numbered it wrongly. So this one is supposed to be number 6. So this is supposed to be 6. This one is supposed to be 7. And then this one 8. So nice. We're now back in order. Okay, so I've created the module folders, named them accordingly. Then I can begin to save the pages now. So watch. So if you're here, let's say we want to save. Let me see the last one I saved, so I know the next one to save. Okay, I have saved week 1. I've saved 1A and 1B. So let me save 1C. And how do we get that? Let's stay here so we can see what we're doing. So let's go back there. So I've saved 1A, 1B. So let's save 1C. Okay, and we actually in one. So normally, if you're in this one and after saving this one, you simply remember for each page you come to, you have to click on all these buttons that have content hidden on them. Then click on this one to expose the content, and then you save. After saving, you click on next to go like that sequentially, and then go to the next item. That's 1C. So for this page, I could just save. Now, also remember that if you come here where you have the quiz, when you've answered the quiz will normally hide itself. So you need to also expose the quiz so that you see, especially for those ones that have more challenging quiz, not these ones that want to confirm whether you've done this thing or not. Okay, you need to click on it to show the quiz themselves. If you click on this thing again, that quiz will hide. If you click on it again, it will show. So you need to show them before you save the page. So now let's save the page. Control P, this page comes out. I remember I need to have this thing showing, and then I click on save. If I click on save, now I'm taken to my folder where I have to save them, the module folder. Then I put 1C as the beginning of the title of that page that I'm saving. So that way it will keep them in order. So when I do that, I say save. So I've saved that one. Let's review it. You see? I saved in another place. Don't worry. Let me do it again. I have two versions of that thing. So let me do it again. Okay. So say save. Go to where it is inside here. Go to that folder 3 and with 2. So select this thing and put 1C at the beginning. Okay, and then save. So if you review it again, we see that we've saved that one. So it's now 1A, 1B, 1C. So let's go ahead and do another one. So you understand. So now the next one that we'll have to see is, because this is the last item under module 1. So if you click next again under this page, we'll go into module 2 automatically. So let's do that. So if I click on next, it will go into module 2 automatically, and it has come into module 2, as we said. It has hidden module 1 because we finished with it, so it has come to module 2. So now let's save this page too. Now remember, as I told you, before you save any page, you need to click on all these buttons to reveal all this content, because eventually you may want to reference all these YouTube videos, all these external resources. You need to, okay? Like all these our guys, explaining how their experience are in the VA task. Okay, you can decide to watch their videos again. So you need to click on these things to reveal. So I've clicked on all of them. I've revealed all these things. You see how all these videos will still be active when I access this PDF file. So let's go on. Now let's save this page. And this page is what? Is in the first page or the first item under module 2. So we'll save it accordingly. Now click on Control P. This dialog box comes out. Click on save. And then you go to your module 2. Remember, the module 2, open it, and then inside you can now start saving. So this one is what? Module 2A. Remember, you save. Then click on next again to go to the next item under module 2. So it comes to the next item. Remember again, you click on all these items to reveal the stuff underneath. Click on this one to reveal itself. Click on this one to reveal it. So you've revealed all the content on this page. No one is hiding. Because if you don't do that, if you save the page, the content will still be hidden, so you won't have access to it. Terrible. And it's not a link, actually. It's not a link in the sense of a HTML link or hypertext link. So it may be difficult for you to see if you don't reveal them right here before you save them. So say Control P, then that page comes out, and then we'll save. See all of them. We save. And what number is that? So that's 2B. So 2B. Then you save. Okay, that is that for that. That's just for demonstration. I believe that this is clear. Okay, so I can save time and have a video that you can watch and not spend the whole day trying to download a video and so on and so forth. All right, so that's that for that concerning that. All right, so let's review that. So have you seen it? 1A, 1B, 1C. Now let's review the page and see what it means for links to be active. Let's open this one, for instance. Now look at the page. We have opened the PDF version of the file of that page that we saved. So let's look at those links. You see, my quiz is showing because I showed it before I saved. Now let's go back down. Let's keep going. Now look at, these are links. Did you see? Even though this is not something that concerns us, but it's a link that is embedded on the page, but it's still active. So I can actually click on this now to visit, but that's not what we are paying attention to. Look at what we're paying attention to, the actual content of the page. What have I done? Oh, this is not the page that I need to look at. Let me look at this one. Okay, all right. Did you see even our image? Some of them are showing very well. Now look at a link. Okay, week 3 milestone, blah blah blah. This is the link. So if we take a mouse pointer to the link, of course, you know how you know a link is when you move to that link, the link will change to a pointer, a pointing hand. So once you move there, it will change, telling there is a link. So if you click on this now, you visit that page. Even though it asks you this thing, but you can allow it because you know that is a, you know, is the page that you actually want to visit. And then you can visit that page. Let's go back down and take a look at the YouTube pages. Let me see. Let me go to another one. Let me open another file that has a YouTube page on it. A YouTube video. All right. Okay, there you go. So we have a video here. Look at the YouTube video. So, you know, most times people will go here and it's not working. You need to go to the title of that YouTube video. You see, once I move to it, the link becomes active and the hand, the pointer changes to a pointing hand. Okay, and then I click on it. If you click on it, YouTube opens. How awesome! How awesome! See, that exact video opens. So that is a way to access all this stuff and be able to and stay sure that you can still have access to, in addition to the page content, the external resources as well. So that is that for that concerning that. I hope this was clear and was able to provide a footing for you to be able to dive in and finish your week 5 content. So please feel free to ask questions under the comment section, or you can bump into our WhatsApp group and then post your questions there. You can also share this link. Feel free to share it, so that other people can, benefit from this. So in addition to no question, which I know there's no question right now because there's nobody here. Thank you very much for watching and good luck. Bye.